This is Final Destination 3. Once again, it's a dead teenager movie, just like the first one. But this one takes a different approach. We have a new plot device this time. We have premonition photographs. Before the accidents even start happening, we're given clues how everything might go down, which makes this one a bit more interactive for the audience. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is always appreciated. I think she's good here, even though most of the characters are one-dimensional stereotypes. Also, the first two movies played heavily with paranoia. Everyone was scared and superstitious. But in this one, nobody believes that anything is happening, even after 4 teenagers die in gruesome accidents. This movie is way more interested in jumping between deadly set pieces, instead of developing the characters in any meaningful way. Just like an amusement park ride, this movie is all about the fun and the thrills. And I think this is the exact reason I'm so forgiving of this movie. The opening roller coaster scene has this great escalation of suspense. As it rises higher and higher, the music keeps intensifying as well. But then, as soon as they drop, the music abruptly stops. It's just the sounds of heavy wind flow, metal scraping, and screams. The audio mixing is really effective, but after the first loop, everything starts falling apart. The safety harness fails, the wheels start tearing off, and as soon as the first death happens, the music comes back. Unfortunately, the deaths here aren't extremely memorable. It's not very graphic. Most people are either ejected from their seats or they simply fall out of their chairs. Which, yes, is exciting, but there is a lack of variety. After the premonition, a fight breaks out, and a group of teenagers are removed from the ride. You can probably guess what happens next. At this point on, every other scene is going to be a disaster segment. Somebody dies, Wendy and Kevin talk about fate, then somebody else dies, and Wendy and Kevin talk about fate again. Since nobody ever believes them, the same thing keeps happening over and over until we run out of victims. Fortunately, the set pieces are usually really good. The tanning booth death with Ashley and Ashlyn is one of my favorites, with Love Roller Coaster playing while all the dominoes fall into place. This one is the most meticulous, with the sun lotion, the slushies, the wobbly coat hanger, the loose shelf, and the thermostat. Everything topples over and they burn alive, very brutally. And then the transition from the burning booths to the caskets is a perfect touch. So then we get our one moment of peace with Wendy and Kevin talking about fate, and it's weirdly tone deaf. They draw a parallel between their experience and 9/11. And like I said, this is the loop we're in. The very next scene is another accident. We have a drive-through death, which is great because this is a part of everyday life. You might not really ride roller coasters. You might not ever go tanning. But nobody can avoid fast food. It's just a fun, fast scene that doesn't waste any time and keeps the ball rolling. Then we go to the gym, and this one is really funny. Mostly because of how exaggerated the muscle heads are. They fail to convince Lewis, and his head gets squished. Moving on to the hardware store, with Ian McKinley, the skeptic, and Erin, the angry goth chick. You would think after 4 violent accidents they might believe Wendy. But nope, they just think she's full of shit. But what's extra funny is that they're closing up shop in the most reckless way humanly possible. Death doesn't even need to be coming for them. These two will wind up dying soon, no matter what. But they do manage to save McKinley, and his girlfriend takes a nail gun to the back of the head, just as the photo suggested. Now that we're at the end of the movie, I'd actually like to talk about these pictures a bit. We've been going along with it, but it just doesn't make very much sense. She took all of these photos before the accident, and these photos give clues to how they're going to die, but not by Death's actual design, but rather Death's corrected design, which at the time of these photos wasn't set in motion yet. So was she always fated to have that premonition, and cheating Death was literally a part of Death's design? Because that doesn't make a lot of sense. Then again, I don't think you're really supposed to question Final Destination 3's logic, so I'll move along. Now we're at the climax, at the worst possible place you can be, a 4th of July festival. With a combination of negligence, fireworks, and startled animals, bad things are sure to happen, just like with any other 4th of July. But using the power of friendship and teamwork, they're able to save each other. And McKinley ends up dying instead of Wendy because he's an asshole. And his death has a little touch of irony, so that's cool. 5 months go by, and everything is good now, right? Wrong. Wendy notices all these little connections in the subway. And, uh-oh, all the remaining survivors happen to be on the same subway she's on. And then they all brutally die. It's actually a bit jarring because this is done with a lot of practical effects, and it's impressive, especially compared to the big roller coaster opening that was supposed to be the main attraction. But here's the big twist. It's a premonition again, and all this is gonna start over. A whole new chain of events that'll... Oh, wait, nope, they all died again. As the credits kick up, it plays Love Train, which is cheeky, kinda like Love Roller Coaster from earlier. I appreciate the fun tone of this one. I think it takes the best and the worst elements from the sequel, with an emphasis on fun deaths, but a storyline and a plot device that isn't very fleshed out. But no matter how you feel about this third entry, even if you hated it, you know, at least it's not as bad as the next one.
There is someone walking behind you. Turn around, look at me. There is someone watching your footsteps. Turn around, look at me. There is someone